My name is Carley Guerrero. I am a triple diamond with It Works, and I've been in this business for 3 years now. And it's crazy, just like honestly, how much and just how much you can accomplish in 3 years when you really just like put your mind to it and do the work. But my story is very long, and I always like every time I do a Zoom and I tell my story, I try to like reach all the points, but like not like spend like 45 minutes on my story. So we'll just see like what happens. Um, but when I joined this business, I was married and we were struggling. And I mean, like struggle bus. Okay, we were getting disconnection notices in the mail weekly. 3 cars repossessed. Our water would get shut off. Just all kinds of things. I was a full-time hairstylist at the time, but I was booth renting. So if you know anything about that, I was actually having to spend $500 a month. So it was what, $125 every single Thursday just for my chair, on top of like buying all of the color, the products, everything that I needed to do hair. And my husband was selling cars. And then our daughter, Berkeley, she was like 15 months old. And I just remember, going to the grocery store and like my card declining and like having to like push a buggy of groceries like forward and just like walk away, or having $20 and trying to decide, do I want $20 in gas or $15 in gas and $5 on like a snack at the grocery store, or $10 in gas and $10 at the grocery store, or $5 in gas, like just trying to make like the littlest amount straight like last and go as possible. And I remember sitting down one night and I was just like, life is about so much more, and it's about not struggling like this. And I sat down and I started thinking about how much money I was bringing in from my hairstyling career. And I had just gotten started in that, but I was in cosmetology school for a long time because I was like planning my wedding and was pregnant. And so I don't know, I just like some days wouldn't show up, and that was like a clock hour program. So I had to have 1,500 hours before I could graduate. Obviously, if you're skipping school, you're not getting your hours. So it took me longer. And so I had built my clientele up while I was in cosmetology school, and I don't like tooting my own horn, but I was kind of good at doing hair. And so I just went right into booth renting. I was like, oh, it's no problem. Like, whatever, like I'll grow my clientele. And I was doing good. The thing that was like killing me the most was the time that I was missing away from Berkeley, because I was going to the hair salon. I was waking up and getting there to like 10:30, starting my day. I wouldn't get home until like 6, and she would stay with my mom or my ex-husband's mom. And, I was like, what if she starts crawling while I'm at work? What if she says her first word while I'm at work? What if she does like the first roll over or laugh or whatever while I'm at work? And that killed me inside. And so I sat down and I figured out how much money I was making, and it was like $200 a month after all the things that I needed for like my cosmetology business. And I was like, okay, well, you need to start doing something else. Like, you need more. And I was not looking for a home-based business. I was not looking for It Works. I just prayed for whatever that was out there that could help us to like literally, like I just wanted God to like drop it on me in like the most like shiny way that I could not miss it. And I was a hairstylist. And so I followed Courtney Bohr on Instagram. I was on the Explore page, and I had an Instagram page for my hair business, and I was trying to grow that page. So I was following people on that page. Isn't that funny how I ended up in this business? And I came across Courtney Bohr, and I thought that I was on my hair page. I was actually on my actual Instagram. And I followed her, and I guess like the next day or whatever, her platinum blonde hair was just like there. And I was like, gosh dang, her hair is gorgeous. And I'm like creeping on her Instagram, and I was like 2 years down in her feed, you guys. Like, I mean, her Instagram, like I went to it and it immediately just sucked me in. I was like, who is this girl? What does she do? She looks like she has so much fun. She's pretty. Like, who are you? Okay. And so I'm like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I came across a post of her standing next to her car talking about how she paid it off in ridiculous. I think she paid it off in like 4 or 5, I don't know, months, like fast. And she was talking about time freedom and financial freedom. And I was like, I have no money and I have no time. What do you do? And I messaged her, okay? And I just asked her all the questions. And it's funny because I am not green at all. Like, at all. I don't ever read instructions. Like, you don't, like, I'm just like, money? Okay, I'm done. But I was literally asking her like every question. I think that was like the one time I've ever had like the slightest bit of green in me. And I was like, you know what? you're having fun, you're successful, you're living the life that I want to live. I literally have $2 in my bank account right now, but if you give me till Friday, because I knew that I was going to have some like hair clients coming in, I was like, if you give me till Friday, I can join. Fast forward to Friday, I had the money. Okay, I had made like $500 that day, but the way that we were living, that money was already spoken for. So some of it had to go, 125 had to go to my chair because I remember paying it late. I paid mine on a Friday that week. So 125 to my chair to the salon. I had to pay like the phone bill and like something else. I don't even remember. But I sat down, I was sitting at my kitchen table and I had $100 left. And I was like, okay, you can either pay your water bill, okay, or you can join this business. And if you join this business, you're risking your water getting shut off again. Because remember how I told you our water would get shut off? Our water would get shut off every single month because the way that our water bill fell and the way that like I got paid and my husband got paid, like it was due, but we didn't have the money then. And then by the time that the like late notice was here, like we still didn't have money. And so it would like literally get shut off for like a couple days. And I was like, well, you know how to survive with your water shut off. Like you've been doing it for a while now. So why not join this business and get the kit? Because Courtney was like, you're going to get at least $100 worth of product in the kit. I was like, okay. So in my mind, I was like, I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm going to join this business. I'm going to get my kit in like a week. And that was like in our grace period, I think, for our water to not get shut off. I was like, okay, perfect. Like I'll get the kit before the water gets shut off. And then I can just sell those wraps and pay my water bill. And that's exactly what I did. And so since that day, my water's never gotten shut off again. Thank you. It works. And so that's kind of like the first part of my story. And I went diamond in 4 months. Year after that, I went double. Let's see, I think I was a diamond, yeah, March to March. So March 2018, I went diamond. That August, I found out my husband had been cheating on me. And that was like, a whole new can of worms, try to work through that and everything. So then from that August, and then the next March, I went double, okay? And we were kind of fixing our marriage, going to church, like working on it, but it just wasn't fixed because it was toxic to begin with. He was very verbally, emotionally, just all of the ways abusive. And I just remember telling myself, like, I tried to find happiness in things, okay, because like I was so miserable that I was like, maybe I'll be happy if I have a different house, because we lived in a duplex and I just did not like the duplex we had. Crazy neighbors, they were always so loud. And I was just like, maybe if I can get a house, like, it'll fix things. Like we'll be happy, we'll be able to like, do whatever. And so I remember I went double, and that is what I told myself. If you go double, you can start looking for a different house. So I went double in March. In April, we moved into a house. And if y'all followed me on social media, you probably saw this shift because a lot of people noticed it. But we moved into that house in April. And then that July, he got physically abusive. And I was like, you know what? I deserve more. It's not what it needs to be. And so because of this business and because I showed up every single day, I was able to leave that marriage and to say enough is enough. Like, you don't treat me the way that I deserve. I don't need no man. Like, I'm the one that's making the money. You don't even have a dang job. And I just did all of the things. And so left in July, 2 days after I left, because my car had gotten repossessed. And so we had just been using his for like the last year-ish. 2 days after I left, I went into a car dealership and I was like, I'm not sure what my credit is. And I don't know if this is even possible, but I was like 7 months pregnant at the time with Riley. And I was going to the doctor like every single week. And my parents lived out at the lake, which was like 30-ish minutes from my doctor's appointment. And so I couldn't like depend on somebody to get off work, drive 30 minutes, drive back. And so I was like, I need a car, like first things first. I go into this car dealership and I was like, I don't know what my credit is. I don't know what anything is, but like, I need a car. I don't care if you give me a box on wheels, but I need something to get me from point A to point B. And the very first dream board that I ever made, you guys, I put a Toyota 4Runner on there. And I walk in and he goes, well, we have a Toyota 4Runner that I think that I can get you in. And I was like, Jesus, are you here? Like, is this really happening? And he pulled it around. He let me test drive it. I get back and he was like, this car is yours if you can put $2,500 down. And I was like, you're kidding me. We got paid early that month, okay, the very next day. And I was able to, he let me like take it home to see if I really liked it. And so when we got paid early, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to get $2,500, took it, got that car. It's now sitting in my driveway. August, right after I had left, I got an apartment on my own, and it was the first time I ever lived by myself. Because once him and I had gotten engaged, we lived with my parents, and then we had our house. And so I literally like had never lived on my own. And so now I'm a single mom to a 2-year-old, 8 months pregnant, living on my own for the first time. In August, and then in September Riley was born, so now I'm a single mom to 2 kids, like trying to like figure out what is life. And then in October I went triple, so in like the craziest, literally twisted, messed up part of my life, I was able to reach like some massive goals within my business because, and I tell everybody this business is the one thing that you control. Nobody controls it for you. Your downline, your upline, your sidelines, it's you. You joined a business and you control it. And so while everything else was like crazy, I was able to make this business the one good thing in my life. But that's my story. It's crazy.
Whew, oh my goodness. That is so good. I love that so much. I've heard like bits and pieces of your story, but hearing it just all in one big thing is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. So I have a bunch of questions. I'm trying to like filter through and make it like an organized fashion. I should have done this before, but so we have kind of a range. So I'm just going to start going down the list and we'll see where it takes us. So first one is, do you message for distributors?
For distributors, no. I used to, because obviously whenever you're a new distributor, you have to go to people and you have to tell them like what it is that you're doing, because they're going to see you posting, and they're going to kind of be like, what is it that you're doing? But as a new distributor, if you go to them and you're just like, hey, I started this, I don't know what I'm doing yet, I haven't made any money yet, but my upline does blah, 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 and you're able to like share that story with them and kind of like get some people in with you like in the beginning, then yes, I do have people message. But like me, myself, I don't message for distributors now because I've found that whenever I'm taking time to message for distributors, it kind of comes off as if I need them, right? Which, yes, we need distributors, but if I go to somebody and I say like, and if I come across someone's Instagram and I just cannot go on with my life unless I at least offer this business opportunity, then I will message them. But as I'm messaging, like spending time, like my messaging time, it's for loyal customers or host to post, because I found that whenever I'm messaging for distributors, yeah, you're going to sign some distributors. Yes, you're going to make some fast starts. But for me, I don't know what it is, but like if I message for distributors and sign 5 distributors that I've messaged, like maybe one of them will stay, right? But if I'm letting people come to me about the business, they need something, right? They need more time. They need more money. And I have what they want. And they come to me and they're like, I need this. What do you do? Okay. And they just stick around better, because they need it instead of feeling like I need them. And for me, when I message for distributors, it always ends up like, those are the distributors that I'm having to like get to, like, hey, come on, are you going to do this? Hey, okay, have you done this yet? But whenever they've came to me and they're excited and they need this, they're like, okay, what do I do next? Okay, well, what's next? And so I don't message for distributors unless I'm just like floored by this person's Instagram and I'm like, you've got to work this business. Yeah. But I do share the business opportunity every single day. Like if you go to my Facebook, my Instagram, you're going to see the business everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you work your business into your life? Because I know that you are a super busy single mom of 2 babies. So what does that look like for you?
Crazy. Everybody's always like, well, how do you do it? How do you balance it? I'm like, I'm still trying to figure that out. But honestly, you guys, like, and that's why I love this business so much, because it's like, I can work it whenever. Okay. And so like, if I know that I'm going to have like a super crazy day, then I'm going to devote some time in the morning to get something done for my business. And so, and I also just started an online boutique and I'm like, wow, let's add even more to your plate. But like, this is how my day goes. I'll wake up and we have breakfast, I have keto coffee, whatever. And I'm like, okay, before I can do anything for the boutique, I have to do something for It Works. And so I'll post, right? I'll do my first post of the day. I'll get some things on my story. All right. And then once I've done that, it's like, okay, what orders do I have? I'll do some of that. And then I'll go spend time with my kids. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get ready for the day and I'm going to talk on my Instagram story about the business or about the products. And then I'll go do that. So I'm honestly just flipping back and forth. Okay. And so for me, and let's just say that you don't have another job or you, because like I look at that boutique, like that's another job for me. Right. And I honestly did that just because like I've always been crafty and I've loved making things for people. And I made the dang skinny coffee mug and everybody was like, I want one of those. And I was like, okay. And now like literally I think almost every It Works store has ordered a skinny coffee mug. But like, it's, if you have another job, it's about balance and switching back and forth. Okay. So if you wake up in the morning and you have to go to a 9 to 5 job, well, you have to be at your job at 9 o'clock. Okay. Wake up a little early, do something for It Works, go to your job. It's your job time. You're getting that done. So you don't have to worry about It Works because you're getting your job done. But if you're at lunch, okay, well, I could post to my story, or I could really quick record a quick video and post it on my story, or I could send some messages, or I could do something for It Works. Okay, now it's back to my other job time. And then you go home, and if you're a wife or a mom, well, you have to devote time to your family. So you have to cook dinner, you have to spend time with your family, so do that. And then like once everybody's asleep, go back to It Works. It's just flopping back and forth and fitting this business in when you can, and there's some days where it's like I remember one day, I was going to have a lazy Saturday. And I had gotten so much done I had sent all my message for the day. I had literally done everything on my dailies that was like completed by 2. And I was like, wow, what should I do now? And Zach, my brother, and Brianna's a double, under me. She's literally like lives with us. She's here all the time. She came over and they were going shopping in Frisco. And I was like, well, I want to go. I want to go have fun. And I was like, can y'all wait like 30 minutes? Because I was going to have like a lazy Saturday and I had finished everything and I was just going to do more. I was like, can y'all wait like 30 minutes? And I'm going to have like a half power hour and like just get some more done. Okay. Because for me, it's like, if you complete your dailies, why not just do some more? Right. If your goal is 100 messages a day and you get that done by noon, okay, well then why not do 100 more throughout the rest of your day? And like for me, like my day is honestly like the mornings are crazy. The afternoons I'll get a chunk of my work done. And then once Berkeley comes home from school, it's crazy. And so then like once the kids go to sleep, then I work. And so I work like in the afternoon and like at night, because I just know that those are the times where I'm like kid free. I can actually devote time. And so figure out what your schedule is, know what you have to do for your It Works business, and get that done every single day. But it's honestly, guys, just like balancing your time and getting everything done.
Yeah, I love that, because you're just being super, super intentional and making sure that you're making it a priority somewhere in your day. So what is your favorite personal development?
I love, he just came running in here. I love like any personal development, you guys, but honestly my favorite that I've been doing lately is venue church, or Elevation. Is it Elevation? Right? Elevation Church? Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Stephen Furtick. And so I'll go back and forth between those. But I started just listening to their podcast. I started just listening to their podcasts, like on the podcast app, and I fell in love with them. Like, I was like, you are speaking to my soul. I love it. And then I don't remember what I was doing on YouTube one day, but I found their YouTubes. And I don't know if I'm the only one who just figured this out, but their podcasts are their sermons from Sundays, and those are also on their YouTube channel in a video form. Okay. And so I'm the type of person that like I can listen to the podcast and like absorb things, but it has to be like so still and quiet. And how often does that happen with kids? Like never. And so for me, I do better now waking up in the mornings, and I'll tell Berkeley, like, we're going to listen to Jesus. And Riley's just like running around doing his thing, but I've got it like on the TV and I'm watching the video and like listening to him talk, and like I'll have my phone and I'll just like be taking notes on my phone. And so that's what I do for personal development is I listen to those podcasts. Because in my opinion, like, and just like how I work, like for me to be like good in my business, like my heart and mind have to be where they need to be. And for my heart and mind to be where they need to be, I can't be doing business personal development. if that makes sense. So when it's like my personal development time, that is not me going and watching a recording of a Zoom. It's because that's not getting my heart and mind right. That's getting my like business mind like on fire. Okay. And so if I'm feeling just like empty, then I do heart and mind personal development, which is like some kind of like Stephen Furtick or Tavner Smith, which those are those two preachers. But if I'm feeling like I need to spark something again in my fire, then I go and I'll listen to like anything Jade Hooper, Carrie Young and her husband Tay, just like things like that. But I have a few books. That It's Not Supposed to Be This Way is a really good one. Anything Rachel Hollis, she is my girl. And then what was the other one that I had? The Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. That was one that really just like spoke to me in ways. So like honestly, I'm a little bit of everything, but probably like videos and podcasts are like my favorite.
Yeah, I love literally all of those that you mentioned. Jade recommended the Venue Church podcast to me, and it was so, so good.
When did she recommend that to you?
When?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago.
So I have been in our, because there's like the VIP chat, and I'll literally send like any Venue Church podcast in there, and she was like, where are you getting these? I'm like, it just came to me one morning, but like literally listen to them. There's one about seed time and harvest. Have you listened to that one?
Yes, that's the first one that she sent me.
Oh my gosh, I sent that in the VIP chat, and I was like, I don't care what y'all are doing right now, but you need to stop, you need to listen to this, and you need to have everybody everywhere on your team listen to this podcast, because I was mind blown. Yeah. I was like, it's so true. Everything in this life is seed, time, and harvest. I was like, oh, it was fire. It was.
Yeah, that was the first one that she sent me, probably because you sent it to her. So that's so funny. Yeah, it was amazing. Okay, so next question is, how do you stay organized with your potentials?
This is my jam. My binder is actually downstairs. But so I write everything down. It's Venue Church. I can look up you have the title of that podcast, so you can share it. But I write everything down, and I always have. So I joined this business in 2016. Yeah. I joined this business in 2016. That sounds crazy. And in November, and that January, Jade was like getting us ready for the boom season. And she was like, literally write everything down, and she just kept saying, write everything down, write everything down, write everything down. And so I wrote down, write everything down. And she was like, where do you want to be? All this stuff. And so I started putting down like, you are a diamond, you're getting a $10,000 bonus, you're doing this, you're doing that. And she was like, write down everybody who you talk to. And I was like, you got it. And so since then, I get a piece of paper every single month, and it's either a piece of computer paper that I'll poke holes in, or not like hole punch holes in, and I'll put it in my binder, or I have a spiral, and I'll draw a line down the spiral, and on half of it I write potential customers, and on the other half I write potential distributors. And as I fill those columns up, I flip it over to the other side and just do the same thing. And so as I'm talking to people about the products, their name goes on my list as a potential customer. As I'm talking to people about the business, their name goes down on my list as a potential distributor. And I don't care if they say, hey, I'm interested in keto coffee, and I give them some information about keto coffee and they don't message me back. They're a potential customer on my list because they are interested. And 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, they're going to sign up as a customer because I'm going to follow up with them like crazy. And so I literally just write, basically, like if I send them a message, I'm like, hey, like, would you be interested in being a 90-day product model? And they're like, yes. I'm like, perfect. I'm needing someone for blah, blah, blah. They're like, I'm interested in weight loss. Ask them weight loss questions. And once I get it down to that and they don't reply, because people always reply until you've like got the product suggested to them and like you're talking prices. And if they don't reply, they're on my list. You are a potential customer because you told me. I mean, it's like if you sign up for Bath and Body Works emails, if you subscribe saying that you want to be on their email list, they're going to email you literally like 25 times a day because I have so many emails from them, right? And how many of you have ever done online shopping and you'll put something in your cart and they're like, hey, you put this in your cart and you forgot to check out. And then like 2 days later, they do it again. Like they don't care if you weren't really that interested in that shirt. they're going to follow up with you and remind you that you put this in the cart. And so it's the same thing. Like, this is how I pay my bills. Like, if you're going to come to me and tell me that you're interested in like the business or the products, I'm going to hold you to that. Don't tell me that you're not interested if you don't want me knocking on your door, because I'm going to knock.
Yeah. So do you do the same thing no matter how far, someone had asked in the chat, no matter how far you get in the conversation with a potential distributor, if they show any interest whatsoever, they're on your list, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you happen to be like out at dinner and you don't have your binder, do you just make sure like before you go to bed, you're writing everybody down?
So I leave my binder. It's downstairs right now because I'm I'm actually like doing feng shui. I don't know what has gotten into me, but I had an office downstairs, and cause like with so like when I left my marriage and whatnot, and I got my apartment, his like things just got like really like crazy, and so I, like, before our divorce was final, my parents and I like went in together and we just got like a big house, and so we live with my parents now. And so like the upstairs is like mine, and the downstairs there's an office, and so like everything was down there. And I just got the idea tonight to bring everything upstairs, because I was like, it's gonna help me, like, it's gonna be easier like with the kids, like when they're asleep, because like literally the office is downstairs and across the house. And so like if they're upstairs asleep and I'm like downstairs trying to get work done, because I'm a type of person that, like, if I'm sitting on the couch trying to get work done, I'm not getting work done. Like, I'm the type of person to like for me to work, I have to be at my workstation. And like before I had a desk and like had an office or anything, my workstation was my kitchen table, right? But I can't go and put everything on the kitchen table downstairs for our family, because obviously I have kids, and like my family, they're going to be like, why is all of your stuff here? And so I have to be like at my place. And so I brought it all upstairs. And so my binder is downstairs, but normally throughout the day we're downstairs, right? And like the kitchen has like a big island, and so I just leave my binder sitting open to my potentials list. And if I'm sitting on the couch and I've got somebody who's messaged me and they say that they're interested in the product, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to my binder and I'm going to write their name down. Okay. So like if I'm home, my binder is open and I'm going to it as I'm getting people to tell me yes. If I'm out somewhere, because I don't carry my binder with me everywhere, but if I'm out somewhere like at dinner and somebody messages me, I'll take a screenshot of that, or flag their message. So like on Instagram, because I mostly work Instagram, it's like on Instagram, if you have like a business page, so it's like a blog or like a creator account or whatever, you can flag messages. And so if they've told me that they're interested in the business or products, I'll flag it. So then it goes in like a separate folder. So when I get home, like if I know that I've been having conversations, I can go back to those flagged messages and see who I haven't written down. And so every night before I go to sleep, I make sure that I have written down every single name for that day, so nobody falls between the cracks.
That's so good. That's not my strength, organization. So those were really good tips that I need to implement myself. Okay. Next question is, how do you take care of your loyal customers? Like, do you send out thank you cards or just text them and check in, or what?
Yeah, I'm horrible at this. Okay. So I have yet to figure out a system. I don't know what it is. Like about a year ago, because I'm very just like organized, and I thought that it was going to be a great idea to, as I was signing loyal customers, make them this note card with their name and what products they got, and like put in like this organized note card thing. And then I was like, this is insane. Like, I don't want to do all of this. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have pictures. I'll probably just like take them on my phone, but like take pictures of like me and the kids, and put it on like some kind of thank you. Okay. And like a card, like a picture, and just be like, thank you for your support. Like, because for me, I feel like people, whenever they support a business like this, they're not like, obviously it's not some massive, like when somebody orders from me, like they're helping me pay my bills. They're helping me put food on my table. And so like if I can send them like a thank you card of like me and my family, and just be like, thank you, like we appreciate your order, and they can see that, like, wow, okay, like, I'm helping this single mom like take care of her family, like I'm going to start doing that. But I can't really speak on that because I have no system. Like I literally like will check in with people as I think to, but I don't know. I've just always been so focused on like bringing in new customers and new distributors that I forget about my customers that I already have. Because obviously you work with your distributors, but like I'm horrible at checking in with customers. But what I've been doing recently is in my phone. Um, So when I'll try to find it. When I sign a distributor, I put a lime green heart in front of their name. So like as I'm like scrolling through my text messages, I can just like find them and click on them. And for customers, I put the little shopping bag emoji, because they're customers, they're ordering things. And I just started doing that. Oh, it's on 2 people. I've done it for 2 customers, but like you can kind of tell on like right here. So like then what my plan is I need one. I guess I could do this tonight once my kids go to bed, is go through my phone, because every customer that I have, it's their name and then next to it says LC. So I know that they're a loyal customer. But if I go through all of that and I put the shopping bags in the front, then like each month, like as I have time, just go through and like find those shopping cart or the shopping bags. And I just typed in the shopping bag emoji and it pulled those names up. And so like maybe once a month I could sit down and go and just send all my customers a message that month, like how are things going? And I'll have customers message me and text me and let me know how things are going, and like I'm talking to them. But sometimes we get those customers, if they order products and like they're not going to tell us when they got their order, and they're not going to come to us for advice or help with the products. And so those are the ones that I forget about. I know that's so bad. I've got to get better.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses, right? Okay. Let me see. Do you have any tips for upselling?
Yeah. So, whenever it was last conference, I don't remember who it was, but they said like, we don't 30 BB nobody. Okay. And I feel like we get this like thought in our head, like, oh my gosh, I'm not signing customers. I gotta sign customers. I gotta sign customers. And like quality over like quantity comes to mind, because I would rather sign 10 100 plus BV customers than sign like 37 30 BV customers. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know, it's just like way more work on yourself. And so for me, what I've been doing is, as people come to me about the products, I genuinely try to get to know like them and their goals and what they need, right? Because our products are made to work synergistically and like better together. So if somebody's coming to me and they say weight loss and they're really wanting to lose weight, I'm honest with them and I'm like, okay, like, I really want to help you reach these goals. And like, in order for you to do that, I'm really going to suggest that you get the cleanse, and pair that with our keto coffee and our Thermophyte X. And then I just break down what each product is, and like go from there and tell them the prices. And like, I'll normally start with like 3 or 4 products. And if they say like, I just can't spend that right now, I'm like, okay, well, could you swing like getting, blank and blank, which would only be blank. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's start there. Or if they can't do the 2, then I say, okay, well, could you get started with just the cleanse, and then maybe in like 2 weeks order the keto coffee or something like that. And so honestly, just like getting to know their goals and then genuinely suggesting the products that are going to help them reach their goals, and stop trying to just sign a customer to sign a customer. Because you want to sign a customer who's going to fall in love with the products and fall in love with their results, over just signing a customer so that you can fill some volume or get a fast start or whatever it might be, and who's going to not get the results that they want because they're not using the right product, or you know what I'm saying? And so like, I always just try to like genuinely help my customers, because they're our bread and butter.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So there's 2 more that are really good, but they kind of go together. So first of all, best advice for overcoming the distributors who quit your team. Like, obviously that doesn't make you feel good. That can make you feel, insecure and question, like, how am I going to be successful if people are quitting, blah, blah, blah. So how do you overcome and work through that?
So for me, I've always just like had the, like outlook and like mindset of like, the right people who are meant to work with me are going to be here. And like, I look at it like, if somebody leaves, there's a reason why they left. Or if like if somebody's not on my team anymore, there's a reason why. They weren't meant to go to that next level with me. And honestly, every single time that I've had people quit, or whatever the case may be, I've gone to the next level, because sometimes it's somebody, hey, no sir, oh, okay, you want this? Oh gosh, here you go. Sometimes it could be, something like that holding you back. I remember we had this like one instance where we just had some like toxic girls on our team, and I was focused so much on like trying to like keep them happy and keep the peace and not, you know, have like the drama on the team that I like lost myself within the business. And then it was like they left and I was like, wow, this weight is lifted off my shoulder. And so I always say love people in and love people out, because if somebody's going to leave your business, then God has something even bigger and better in store for your business. Okay. And so I've just always looked at it like that. I'm like, oh, well, she quit. Well, okay, it's her loss because I'm still here. And somebody quitting, that's not keeping you from where you want to go. If you're trying to go Ruby and you've got your 3 distributors and then one of them quits, okay, go find one more person. Like, it's literally as simple as that, you know? I was charted for presidential in February. I have not gone presidential yet, okay? And I've had people quit. I've had to completely rechart. I've had things like just flop around. But like, I know that I'm still going to go pres because I know that I'm going to go pres with the right team, okay? And you would rather, Courtney Bogle now, she enrolled me and she always talked about bank over rank. You know, stop necessarily just looking at that rank as that title that you want just because it's a title and look at the bank, okay? Would you rather promote to diamond super, super quick with a team of people that might not necessarily want it and that aren't going to allow you to like maintain that rank? Or would you rather promote to diamond with the right people at the right time and get like $3,000 diamond checks, you know? And so like, I've always just looked at it like that. Like, if they quit, there's a reason and it's their loss, right? I'm not going to try to drag anybody along. I'm not going to sit here and try to make somebody work, because you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink. Okay. And literally within this business and this, like the, you know, like the teams that we have, like the leadership and the training and the tools are here. And if somebody's going to quit, it's because they're too lazy to utilize what they're given. Like, literally, you have everything here at your fingertips. Like, Jade has hundreds of videos. If there's anything you need to know, go to Jade's YouTube, right? If there's anything that you need to know, go to your upline and ask. But the people who quit are the people who are too lazy to utilize what they have, and they want it to just be done for them or given to them, and that's not how it's going to be. So when I have people quit, I'm just like, peace.
Yeah. So kind of the second part of that, how do you attract the right people or like-minded people to your team?
You have to be you. Okay. You have to figure out who you are and what you like. Okay. And, you know, utilize your Facebook, like your Facebook and your Instagram, they're your store. All right. They're your storefront. We don't have a brick and mortar store that people are walking into. And so when people are thinking about this business or going to join, like, they're buying into who we are on social media. And so if you're not who you are, like who I am on a Zoom with y'all right now and like on a Zoom with my team or FaceTime or whatever, like, this is me on social media. Like, y'all can probably get that. Like, I'm just kind of like, this is me. I'm not going to try to be somebody who I'm not on social media, because then what happens if I'm portraying to be somebody on social media and then somebody joins my team and they're like, you are nothing like this, right? They're going to quit and they're going to leave because they didn't buy in. They bought into who they thought you were, right? And now they're seeing the real you. And so always be yourself. And just what I always tell everybody is 5 to 7 things, okay? Pick 5 to 7 things that are you. Who are you? What do you like? Okay. And so, like, for an example, I'll go to my Instagram. What the heck? And if you look at my bio, okay, so it has my name, so you know who I am. It says Mama Bear. All right. Well, you've got kids. Whole lot of Jesus and coffee. Well, you must be a Christian and drink coffee. And you can clearly tell I like coffee because my name is Coffee Mama. I'm obsessed with coffee. Give me all the Ray done. Okay, wow. So you know that I like the crooked cups. Always be kind, spreading kindness, inspiring women, and living a 7-day weekend. Those are things about me, right? And so figure out the things that are about you, and then those things should be in your bio so that people know who you are. But then every single post that you post should revolve around those things, okay? And so people see me talk about the time freedoms that I have, okay? That on a Tuesday, I'm doing blah, blah, blah instead of at work, okay? That falls into living a 7-day weekend. Talking about, like, my beliefs and you know, my religion and coffee. Like, okay, well, that's that. I post Ray Dunn all the time. So really, you guys, like, just being you and, like, the real you, you know, like, I like to do my hair and makeup some days, and I was kind of, like, laughing at myself at my Instagram because the, like, last 4 pictures, well, actually, like, the last 6 pictures, except for the ones of the cleanse, like, I had my makeup done, And then before that, like no makeup, no makeup, no makeup, no makeup. Like it's everything, because I'm not somebody who has my hair and makeup done every single day. I haven't washed my hair since last Friday. I think my face is breaking out because I've worn makeup the last 3 days. And so like I'm I'm a single mom who sometimes has her stuff put together and sometimes what's a shower and a hairbrush, you know? And so like my Instagram sees both sides. So like I will post a picture, you know, of the mess of me with no makeup on, because that's like, if I was trying to sign on moms as distributors and people see me as a single mom, but they see every single picture that I'm like dressed cute and have my hair and makeup done, there's going to be a single mom out there that's like, okay, well, you're cute, but I can't get my hair and makeup done every day. So like, I'm not going to join this business because I think that in order to be successful, I have to look like you and have my hair and makeup done every day. And that's not the truth. Okay. And so show who you are, right? Because there's somebody out there who's going to relate to you, the real you. Right. And the real me is not put together every single day. The real me is like an actual hot mess. I should probably add that to my Instagram bio. That should probably be like the first thing. But just honestly, like being who you are and talking about what you like, because there are people out there who have similar interests to you. But if you're too focused on like, and this is something else, like trying to have the perfect Instagram, we don't get paid for likes and comments on Instagram. All right. And that was something that like I like recently was just like, get over yourself. Like you do not have to have the perfect Instagram. You don't have to post the perfect pictures. I do think that you should put enough work into it to have like a preset and at least edit your pictures the same so it flows. But you don't have to be perfect in everything, right? Because nobody's perfect. And if somebody thinks that they have to be perfect to be able to work this business, it's going to kind of like scare them away. And so just showing them that like you're you and like you struggle with things, you know, just like I think it was yesterday, because I'll record videos on Snapchat and then post them on my Instagram story so that I can use a filter. And I was doing one, and in the middle of it, Riley just starts screaming, and I'm like, and so I like got out of the car, still recording, and was like, he was just crying, but like I still posted it because there's going to be a mom out there that's just like, wow, like she's still hustling even though her kid's throwing a fit. But then there's also some of us that are like, I can't post this because my kid's throwing a fit. Like, yes, you can, because that mom is going to be like, okay, I feel you. So just being the real you.
I love that. That was so good. Okay, I have one more question for you, or they did. So what is your best advice for going diamond and above?
Honestly, you guys, like I said earlier, write it down. And were y'all on the Zoom last night with the Costa Rica recap?
Yes.
At the end, Claire Flores, she was like, literally everybody here keeps asking, what's the secret? Like, what message are you sending? But what message are you sending? And she's like, you're not getting it. We're sitting here and we're telling you it. We flipped our minds. We flipped our mindset. Okay. So like, honestly, my best advice is to like sit down tonight. Like if you want to go diamond, you guys, sit down and go diamond. Like flip your mind to like you're already a diamond, because this I tell this on like every Zoom, and it's kind of embarrassing and kind of silly. So like I joined this business like the very first night that I joined. Okay, I went and I took a shower, and I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. Didn't know what our products were. Didn't know what ruby meant. But like I had was creeping people, and I noticed people were diamonds, and they were like they just seemed to have fun, and like a diamond, like it sounds cool, like I'm a diamond, like I'm a diamonds are shiny and all this, I don't know. And so I was like, well, I want to be a diamond. And so I was like in my shower, and I was like actually took it to like literally the top, and I was like, I'm an ambassador diamond. And I was like giving my ambassador diamond speech like my very first night in the shower. And from then on, I just started like telling myself, if you want to be that, then start acting like that now. And so I was a distributor, okay, just joined this business. And I was like, if I want to be a diamond, what would a diamond be doing? And I started doing that, okay? And so if you're a ruby right now and you're wanting to go diamond, stop working your business like a ruby and start working your business like a diamond, okay? And if you're a distributor and you're like, I need to go diamond like ASAP, well, then stop working your business like a brand new distributor and sit down and think, okay, what would a diamond do? Okay, and go to your diamond and above uplines and look at how they're working their business and mimic that. Okay, look at how they're posting, mimic that. Are they getting on Zooms? Then get on Zooms and literally just do like what you see them doing, because it's all about, you know, copying the right cat. But whenever Claire said that, like, we're telling you, like, we made the switch in our mind, like, that's literally what it is. Write it down everywhere. Okay, make it the background on your phone, put it in your car, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it everywhere. Like, I am a diamond. I am making, and like, write out what your first diamond check is going to be. $2,326.15. Okay. And then like work for it. Like genuinely do the work. Message, post, follow up, grow your network. Do those things and you're going to go diamond.
So good. Okay, let me stop this recording.